owner, the head baker at the ABC Bakery, Randy Treacher. Hey, Randy.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to be back.
And since the last time you were here, you've actually opened a brick and mortar location.
Brick and mortar, well, mostly open. It's only been open on Saturday and Sunday morning until this week.
Oh, you're
This is-
expanding?
This is the big week, yes. Our first full day is Friday, and our big grand opening is Saturday at noon.
Awesome.
So this is a big week for us.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your location, and you brought some photos, so we'll take a little tour
good.
Of the spot.
Well, I wanted to be close to our house. We live south of town, and we found a place in South Point Plaza at 1931 Horton Road, and I'm real pleased with the spot we have. It's a nice small mall, and it's just off Horton Road, just up from Knights. And we've done renovations on the inside and spent several months doing that. And thanks to Billy Bullinger at Ajax, he helped us get our mechanical stuff and got our subs, our electrical and our plumbing subs, and got us up and going. And a week ago Friday, we received our final permit from the state, and we are now 100% and ready to go. So we have scheduled our grand opening. As I said, we'd like to invite everybody to come out and visit us this coming Saturday at noon.
Wow. Well, you know what? Weekend bakery, I think, is those days being open. That's when people want the baked goods. I think. I've always thought I was just bakeries that are closed on Sundays. I thought that's nuts.
We're open, like you said, we're going to be open on Saturday and Sunday until 1, but the rest of the week we're going to be open 6 to 6. I want people to be able to come when they go to work or when they on their way home. Hey, we need some cookies for the kids. We need a pie, whatever. And in the morning, pick up donuts. Dawn Donuts has come and helped me. That's one thing I didn't have a lot of experience in making donuts. The home bakers don't generally make donuts, but now I think I can make some pretty good donuts.
I would say those look like awesome donuts.
They taste pretty good too. So we'll be having donuts every morning. We'll have donut holes. We'll have cake donut holes and yeast donut holes because my wife likes cake donut holes. So of course we have those. I've always wanted to have a full what I consider a bakery where you go in and you can get pies and cakes and cookies and cupcakes and on and on and on, and that's what we're going to be. We're going to have that kind of stuff. I think 7 different kinds of cookies and scones are very popular, and as I said, cupcakes, and I make fruit tarts. Well, our website, we have about everything. I just was this morning, sorry I didn't bring anything samples today, but I was working on getting our point of sale terminal up, and we have 105 items that I know of
Wow.
so far on our point of sale terminal. So
Well, I think you're going to be very popular.
I hope so. I hope so. A lot of my retirement sitting in that building there.
But you, up until I think the last few times we've talked, you're the only baker. Do you have staff now?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
We have to see how much business there is. If there's enough, I'm looking forward to the day that we have enough business that we have more staff.
Oh, that'll happen.
So
I'm sure
besides my volunteer staff, that is my wife, that's just me for now. And we do have a service that comes in and cleans though, so I don't have to do all the cleaning, I'm happy to say.
Being in the same town as Dawn Food Products, has that been a big help for you?
I'm telling you, Dawn Foods are great people. The salesperson that was assigned to me has been very helpful. They have a consultant that comes around. He's been there 3 times to help me. Even their driver, their delivery guy, who happens to live about 5 minutes from the bakery, if something gets missed or I need something, he throws it in the trunk of his car and he brings it to me. He's done that twice. I can't say enough for Dawn. They just have been a great company, whether it's just because we're here or that's what they do. Obviously I don't know, but boy, I couldn't. They're very good.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
I've been in their test kitchen when they've been making the donuts.
Yeah.
Oh my God! There's nothing tastes better than one of those donuts right out of the fryer.
I've heard from people that work there about all the sampling that they get to do. It isn't just donuts that they make, but lots of stuff that people sample.
Now, are you going to have a signature item that is you'll be known far and wide for?
Well, actually, no, I hope not. I hope everything is. I mean, I seriously do. I'm selling. I had a lady call me up today. What kind of pies do you have? Because I keep some frozen, and she came in and bought a cherry pie from me. I had a guy stop in Sunday. Well, I do have one item. I guess I will say. Had a guy stop in Sunday. I was working there, and I do pasties, authentic UP
Really?
pasties. My wife is from the UP, and I'm using her great grandmother's recipe, modified some. And I sell hundreds of them.
It's a rutabaga in it?
Is that a pasty if it doesn't have rutabaga?
No.
No, it's not. So they have. I do ground sirloin. I don't use hamburger. I grind my own sirloin. So it's there's steak in there, carrots, potatoes, onions, rutabaga, salt and pepper.
You'll have a line out of the door.
I hope so. I kind of like making those. There's just something about having that meal ready to go. So tonight is pasty and pie night is my job for tonight.
I don't know how you do it. I mean, it's a lot of work. Baking is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I made 89 pounds of cookie dough last night. That's a start. I have double that or so.
So no specifically signature item, but what?
So the pasties, I'd say
The pasties. Okay,
I
the
would say the
pasties.
pasties would be my signature item
Oh,
because
good.
I absolutely say that you can't buy a pasty like we make in Jackson anywhere. And I've had people from the UP again that have said that's the best pasty they've had.
Wow.
Regularly they tell me that because we have a cottage up there, so we make them and we have neighbors and come over and so on and so I would say the pasty is probably going to be our signature.
I'm going to try it, and I'm anxious because we used to stop at this place in Gaylord and that was the furthest south that you could get them.
Yeah.
If you went on the Great British Baking Show, what day would be the day that you would shine?
Bread day, probably. I also like making bread, and I do lots of breads. I enjoy that. I like having a loaf of real bread.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you real quick. I had a guy come in, buy a loaf of bread from me. Then he comes back in another time, and he said, "My wife said your bread was stale. When did you make it?" I said, "I made it last night. I always make the bread the night before." And I said, she said it was stale. I said, "You're gonna have to explain to her this is not the sandwich bread that you buy at the store, and it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna have a crust, and it's gonna be coarser inside. That's real bread, you know." And so I make a marble rye. I make a really good, and I only say it because it's not my recipe, a really good cinnamon raisin, which is made with butter and eggs and whole milk. So how could it not? And cinnamon, how could it not be good? And I really enjoy having, not just the smell, but having these loaves of bread. It just is, kind of fulfilling. But the pasty is going to be my signature, that's for sure, because you're not going to get anything like that.
I'm going to check. I'm going to check it all out. So starting Saturday.
We're actually going to be open Friday 6 to 6. Our whole weekend is our grand opening, so it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday at noon is the big deal. We're going to have free samples. We're going to have giveaways. We'll have a big. My wife gets to cut the ribbon, and I'm making a big fall cake. So we'll have cake to give away, and the big doings on Saturday at noon. But we'll be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 to 1.
Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The ABC Bakery, 1931 Horton Road, featuring Randy Treacher.